that his accomplishment throughout the season was just a regionals top 8. That probably meant that coming into nationals, he needed a very deep run, and he gets it. So, congratulations to him on that.
Looks like might be there. Anyway, it looks like we are going to go to Jonathan on the stage with both of our trainers.
Thank you so much, Justin. We are here on the main stage right now. It looks like the crowd is a little anxious because our senior champion is about to earn their title. We have Carson and Ben here. Ben, how are you feeling right now?
Really nervous.
Really nervous. Now, how about yourself?
I'm really nervous.
Carson is nervous. I'm nervous because I can't speak. Nervous to the point of laughter. Now, what makes you nervous? Is it the crowd? Is it the stage? What is it exactly?
It's everything. It's really interesting atmosphere. Very excited, but very worried as well.
So excited and worried. Is there anything specific? Is it the crowd? Is it being on a stage?
I don't want to scrub out and do really badly, so...
Carson does not want to pull a Mr. Clean and scrub out, so I don't want to put any more pressure on you guys, but there are thousands of people watching the stream. Thousands of people watching the stream right now. What I need you guys to do, whether you're in the crowd or on the stream, make sure you use that hashtag #PlayPokemon and cheer on either Carson or Ben so your tweets can be streamed live. Seriously, you guys have done incredibly this weekend to make it this far. It is such a feat, nothing to sneeze at. I want you guys to just have fun, have a clean match. Yeah. Go ahead and just enjoy yourselves, okay? Guys, shake off the nerves. Pokemon. It's Pokemon. We love it. Look at it, a little shake. I like that. That's good. All right, we're going to throw it over to the casters and jump right into this match.
I'm excited to see these teams. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And, that is a little bit nerve-wracking up there, but when it comes time to play, both trainers, they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely been in that position before. Not on the national stage, though. I mean,
I didn't know you were so good. Maybe you should be up there playing.
I wasn't that good, but, I've definitely been in situations like that before where, you're coming into a match, you're a little nervous, but then, once you have your headphones in, once you're
yes.
focusing on the battle itself, all those nerves go away, and all it really comes down to is just your 6 Pokemon versus their 6 Pokemon.
Yes, that is exactly right. And I do believe that we are hopping into the match right now. I cannot wait to see this. All right, with the beautiful pan down to both of our trainers, and I'm sure we will get to see the DS screens very shortly here. I'm guessing that it looks like that we have Bennett there on the top screen, and it's going to be Carson on the bottom screen. So, of course, we talked about it earlier, but we got these Salamence as well as the Breloom, Volcarona, Nidoqueen, and I believe that's Latios and Scizor there. And for Carson's team, who you can't see, is Kangaskhan, Landorus, Clefairy, Heatran, Thundurus, and Breloom. Dewey, I know you said you liked the matchup before. Are you noticing anything now that you got a lot in front of you?
Right now, Ben definitely has his Clefairy counters. Of course, a lot of players back at home, or the viewers watching, are probably thinking, Clefairy, that's not even the final evolution. But, Clefairy with the EV Light and that Friend Guard ability is so useful to allow Kangaskhan to be able to set up with power-up punches, It also gives it a little bit of bulk and can also draw away any sort of attack that could possibly knock out that Kangaskhan. At the same time, we have Scizor and we have Nidoqueen on Ben's side, and those Pokemon do not mind facing off against Clefairy at all with those very powerful same type attack boosted Steel type attacks and Poison type attacks.
It looks like both of our trainers ended up choosing very, very fast here. We have the Latios lead as well as the Volcarona there for Ben, and then we get the Breloom and Thundurus for Carson.
Yeah, and again, Volcarona and Latios are not exactly some of the more common Pokemon that we see. I don't think I've actually seen a Latios at all this season.
No, I mostly have seen Latios there, and we get the Thunder Wave now going down into the Latios slot, and a Protect obviously from Breloom here, and Psychic now. Breloom does Protect. Tailwind, uh-oh, the speed is going to be so real.
Yeah, and that's a very good Tailwind right there from Ben's side. Ben's team doesn't exactly have that much speed on it, although it does not mind at all. We do see Latios get paralyzed. That's going to be able to slow it down a little bit as we see Thunder Wave connect onto that Volcarona for this turn.
So 2 needed Thunder Waves there to stop that Tailwind that just got set up. And a Heat Wave from Volcarona is going to do a ton of damage to this Breloom, but I believe it will hang on if it's got the Focus Sash. And there it is, Breloom, of course, managing to stay on the field there. What a great item, perfect for that Pokemon. And a Bullet Seed getting fired off into Latios. Doing a little bit of damage here, chipping away at it. Gets 3 shots so far. Can we get another? No, there it is, 3 times.
Yeah, and Latios is one of those...
paralysis!
That is a huge paralysis right there. Most likely trying to pick up that knock on the Breloom. One thing that we do see from that Thundurus is it's going to go ahead and, instead of trying to put things to sleep, it's going to go ahead and be content with just paralyzing Pokemon right now. We see the paralyzed Volcarona, we see the paralyzed Latios. in Tailwind, that's going to be an inefficient way to use that Tailwind.
And there goes the Thunderbolt onto that Volcarona slot. Bullet Seed again from Breloom, outspeeding that Latios there. Hitting twice so far, maybe gets another 3. Let's see, no, it's going to only get the 2 this time. Will it hit through the paralysis? Yes, Psychic is being used into the Thunderous slot, doing a lot of damage, takes it down to 6 HP, and gets the Citrus Berry, bringing it back up by 1/4 health, and is in the yellow now. Volcarona is paralyzed, unfortunately, cannot get rid of that Breloom.
Yeah, and that is, something that if you're Ben, you don't want to see. We see that Thunder Wave definitely pay off right there for Carson. If that Heat Wave did connect with both Thunders and Breloom, Ben would be up 4-2 right now, but it's just not that way right now.
And the Thunderbolt going down into that Volcarona slot does a ton of damage. Volcarona showing the Citrus Berry, I believe, there, and getting 1/4 health back into the green. And a Bullet Seed again from Breloom, targeting most likely that Latios slot. Can it be enough to finish off the Latios? 2 hits. Oh, a crit here would be amazing. No, 2 times. Latios still there, but paralyzed. Oh my gosh, Ben shaking his head. A Heat Wave now, though, from Volcarona. Definitely going to pick up the feint, I believe, on both of these Pokemon. And it looks like Ben is in a little bit of a better position, but Carson now has 2 Pokemon to bring in here, looking fresh.
Yeah, and that was just an unfortunate leads right there for Carson, because that Breloom really had no way to touch that Volcarona or that Latios. We did see that Tailwind come up from Volcarona, but of course, Thunders did its best to mitigate however effective that Tailwind would be, as we see Landers and that Aegislash switch in. Kangaskhan instead of that. There is no Aegislash, but that Kangaskhan instead.
And looks like we get the Intimidate here onto these 2 Pokemon, which I believe both use special attacks primarily, so the reduced stage of attack won't be that helpful here. However, Landorus' speed with Rock Slide can be useful, and Kangaskhan having access to Fake Out.
Yeah, and right now, it's actually a very good position right now for Kangaskhan to go ahead and go for a power-up punch, because I think Landers could be able to pick up the knockout on both Volcarona and Latios with a Rock Slide right here, so this might be a very big momentum swing for Carson.
Let's see what happens here as Kangaskhan goes Mega. There is the Rock Slide from Landorus into the Volcarona, and the Latios doing a ton of damage, picks up both Pokemon.
He might go for a power punch on his own Landorus.
Can we see a power-up punch onto the Landorus?
Did he do it?
Which would be absolutely insane. There it is. Oh my gosh, power-up punching on Landorus. Unbelievable play by Carson. Those next-level plays, that is unreal.
And that is just amazing play. I mean, realizing that Rock Slide would knock out the Latios and that Volcarona, there was no point in just, having Kangaskhan waste its turn, just hitting into nothing, instead going for a power punch onto his own teammate. That is a huge, huge momentum swing right there for Carson.
Yes, and it looks like Carson's in a great position, potentially having Sucker Punch. We do see that Intimidate, though, so we'll bring both of these physical attacking Pokemon down by 1 stage of attack.
Yeah, and Landers right now, it moved before that Kangaskhan, so most likely it's going to be carrying a Choice Scarf right there. Going to go ahead and lock itself into Rock Slide. Nidoqueen does not mind taking Rock Slides at all, but this Kangaskhan's going to be threatening that Nidoqueen as well.
Yeah, this could be a really big turn here. Nidoqueen, of course, protecting there. And let's see what we get from the rest of our Pokemon. It's going to be another Rock Slide from Landorus, most likely choiced into that move, doing a little bit of damage to that Salamence there. After that Intimidate, what a great use there. And a Frustration now from Salamence into the Kangaskhan slot, taking it down to 60 HP, and a return. Nidoqueen protects. Oh my gosh. How unfortunate for Carson there. Great protect by Ben Piercy.
This is still such a close game right now. That Kangaskhan is on the edge of getting knocked out. Carson right now has to figure out a way to be able to knock out the Salamence as soon as possible. I mean, Landers is locked into Rock Slide right now, and of course, if there's a Rock Slide, there's always a chance for a flinch.
And there we go, Kangaskhan with the Sucker Punch into the Salamence slot, even with the powered up by 1 stage. Not enough to finish off Salamence. Landers using Rock Slide. Can it get rid of the Salamence and do some damage to Nidoqueen? Whoa, Salamence fades.
But this is dangerous because Nidoqueen can easily just target into that Kangaskhan slot, and Nidoqueen versus Landers one-on-one, Nidoqueen wins that all the time.
Earth Power, no flinch. Earth Power onto Kangaskhan. I believe it will pick up the feint here. 60 HP down to 0, going back to Carson. And it is 1v1. Oh my gosh, it doesn't look like a good situation now unless there's about 10 flinches in a row. It is a forfeit for Carson. Game 1, Ben and Carson shaking hands. This is an exciting series so far.
I just want to say that Nidoqueen is currently on the verge of winning the national championship if it can take one more game. Nidoqueen is one of those Pokemon that's very versatile. It's, fairly specially bulky, and, it has a decent special attacking stat. But at the same time, it gets boosted by sheer force and the life orb. That's going to be giving it a massive boost to its attacking power, while at the same time it has access to such a good move pool in that poison typing, that earth power that we saw. It also has access to ice beam, fire blast. It has. I think
you ever
it has
used
access to
Nidoqueen
Thunderbolt
before,
too.
Dwee?
So it's a good Pokemon. It has a very versatile move pool, and that's one of the reasons why this Nidoqueen right now is going to be giving Carson a lot of problems, because we saw it be able to take on that Landorus, and Carson right now might have to be a bit more careful what he decides to lock his Salamence into, since it is going to be Choice Scarf.
I'm wondering if Carson will be a touch more aggressive in this particular matchup now, after using a lot of the Thunder Waves there and trying to kind of slow the Pokemon down. Is it time to just clear the board?
I mean, Carson was in a solid position. It's just, Ben with that Nidoqueen, just out there, just doing a lot of damage.
Doing Nidoqueen things. Okay, we get the leads, of course, from our two trainers here. This is big, guys, because one more for Ben, and he is your new seniors U.S. national champion. We got the Volcarona Nidoqueen there for Ben, and a Thundurus, and I think I saw Kangaskhan lead there for Carson.
Yeah, and Volcarona right now is going to be playing a huge role in supporting that Nidoqueen. We've already seen access to Tailwind. One of the problems with Nidoqueen is that it's not too fast. Tailwind's going to be able to boost that Nidoqueen speed and push it over a lot of its threats and be able to pick up knockouts before those Pokemon can knock out Nidoqueen.
All right, Kangaskhan going Mega there for Carson. Taunt from Thundurus, trying to shut down that Volcarona there. It falls for the taunt. Power-up punch now from Kang onto the Thundurus, getting 2 stages of attack boosted right there. But I do believe that Nido still has a move left. And Volcarona as well. Oh, the avoid for Thundurus there. Kangaskhan taking quite a bit of damage from that Volcarona, and an Ice Beam from Nidoqueen, targeting the Thundurus slot. Super effective! Gets the Fate on Thundurus! Oh my gosh, the power of the Nidoqueen, you're seeing it here.
I told you so, Justin.
I believe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to doubt you, Dwee. I didn't mean to.
Man, that did so much damage to that Thundurus, and Thunduruses are usually trained to survive Ice-type attacks from any Pokemon, but Nidoqueen, it doesn't even get the same type of attack bonus from Nidoqueen, so we see exactly how Life Orb and Sheer Force are playing into effect. We do see Heatran come in. Heatran is not going to enjoy facing off against Nidoqueen, but Kangaskhan currently at 2 stages of increased attack will be able to pick up a knockout most likely here. That was a very smart taunt right there from Carson onto that Volcarona. No longer can it go Rage Powder, no longer can it go Tailwind, so Volcarona's going to have to go on the offensive, but instead it's just going to switch.
Yeah, it looks like that's the right call for Ben here, reducing Kangaskhan's attack, of course, getting that Intimidate off into both of those slots there. Won't do much to the Heatran, since Heatran most likely using special attack moves. We get the Protect on the Nidoqueen. Who did Carson target is the question. Return from Kangaskhan into the Nidoqueen slot. Ben protects. Substitute, though, for Heatran, putting up a little safety wall.
Yeah, essentially a free substitute right there at the cost of Kangaskhan getting its attack stat dropped by 1 stage. So right now it's currently at 1 stage of increased attack. We did see the Volcarona switch out, so most likely Ben wants to keep that Volcarona around to provide a little bit more support for that Nidoqueen. Possibly come in, and since that Thundurus is no longer going to be a threat to taunt that Volcarona, easily set up a Rage Powder or easily set up a Tailwind as well.
It looks like we get the switch on the Nidoqueen, from Ben there, bringing Volcarona back into the party here. Salamence going Mega, and it is getting very, very close here. Dwee, Ben, 1 win away from being the next U.S. national champion. Let's see what we get from our trainers here. Frustration, again from Salamence, into the slot of the Kangaskhan, doing a ton of damage here, and gets the Mega. It's going to Fate and go back to Carson here. And then Earth Power, though, from Heatran onto that Volcarona slot. Will do a decent amount of damage here, but only about 30%. And a little bit of health back from those leftovers.
And even though Volcarona does not enjoy facing off against this Heatran, I mean, Volcarona doesn't have anything really that it can do. Most Volcaronas, we've already seen the Tailwind. Most likely it has Rage Powder to provide more support for that Nidoqueen as we see Landorus Arian come in. Volcarona right now, it's just out there. I don't think Ben really needs it too much anymore, and instead he's probably going to sacrifice the Volcarona, maybe get up a Tailwind if he can, in order to get more safe switches in after Volcarona gets knocked out.
You're exactly right there, Dwee. It looks like we do see Carson outspeeding, getting the Rock Slide off here into the Volcarona slide, manages to finish it off. Salamence down about 40% here, so a great play. Will the Salamence flinch is the question. No, frustration from Salamence into that Heatran slot, and maybe we'll break the substitute here, I believe. No, still behind the substitute. Heat Wave. Can we get a burn after this damage? Down into the yellow. No burn, I believe, but great. The substitute is still up. That is absolutely huge for Carson. That is the most critical turn of the game, I think.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why Ben really decided to target down that Heatran with that substitute, with that frustration, that not very effective frustration, is simply the fact that breaking that substitute from Heatran, making sure that it's not hiding behind it, gives Nidoqueen an opportunity to come in and just go ahead and go for the Earth Power to knock out that Heatran. So very good call right there from Ben. Unfortunately, that just did not break this up.
Oh, Latios outspeeding, getting the Ice Beam off, taking Landorus down to 0 HP. It's going to go back to Carson. The Landorus is gone. It's Heatran against the world. Frustration from the Salamence going into that substitute, and I believe it will finally fade. Oh my gosh, Latios doing work. Another substitute, though, getting back into safety here. I can't believe what I just saw. That was absolutely insane.
A very good call right there, and right now Carson knows that Ben's Latios is going to be Choice Scarf since it did outspeed his own Landorus. So Latios right now going to be locked into Ice Beam, and Heatran, we've already seen that it can take 2 frustrations in order for it to get the substitute faded. So right now, Heatran's just going to go ahead and try to keep that substitute up and slowly chip away with Heat Waves.
I believe that was a great switch there by Ben, being able to maybe reset the Latios. We see Nidoqueen come back in. Frustration again from Salamence. Will it be enough? I don't think so, because we saw, oh no, fades the substitute. Ouch, brutal there. Heat Wave hitting back though. It did do quite a bit of damage, so I think we will see the Salamence fall this turn, but no, it hangs on by a thread in the red, and a little bit of health back from leftovers onto that Heatran, and Nidoqueen looks to be in a great position.
Yeah, Nidoqueen right now going for that Earth Power on that Heatran slot will be able to pick up the knockout. We've already seen the leftovers, so there's not going to be a Shuka Berry. But of course, Nidoqueen's hitting really hard. I'm not even sure if that Shuka Berry would even make a difference after the Salamence frustration.
That frustration from Salamence there. Earth Power now from Heatran into the Nidoqueen slot. Doing enough damage to, I think, pick it up. Oh my gosh, there's only 2 Pokemon left for Ben. And it doesn't look like Frustration is doing much damage at all after that earlier Intimidate from Landorus. And a little bit of health back onto the Heatran. This match is not over. Carson looks to be trying to even this up.
Yeah, and I might have spoken a little bit too soon right there. I wasn't exactly sure about how the Nidoqueen and this Heatran were trained. So this is actually a very fast Heatran right here. And that's going to be good information to Ben if this does go to a game 3. And it depends on what this Latios knows right here.
Great protect from Carson here, scouting out his opponent, locking it into Psychic there. Salamence using Frustration again. It could go any way at this point. It's looking incredible. This match is insane.
Yeah, and Heatran right now can't get too caught up in setting up substitutes because, we've seen the frustration, at first we saw it take 2 frustrations, but, after the second substitute came up, we only saw 1 frustration needed. So it's still anybody's game right now. It depends on how things go.
A big Psychic there, taking it down to 70 hit points. Frustration now from the Salamence as well. Oh my gosh, I believe that might be a crit. It's a crit taking out the Heatran, and Ben Piercy is your new U.S. National Champion in the seniors division. Congratulations to both competitors. Oh my gosh, I couldn't handle another one. I couldn't handle another match. That was epic.
Well, I guess Nidoqueen's been crowned national champion.
Yes. The queen has been crowned, Dewey. Oh my gosh. I loved everything about that match. It was just a thrill ride the entire time.
It was really intense, and